Hi class, in this video I want to talk about subjective relativism and what it means. And this is presented in our textbook as a serious problem for critical thinking, it's a philosophical obstacle for critical thinking. So what critical thinking depends on is that there is some kind of shared truth that transcends our individual opinions and beliefs, and making us able to be right or wrong about an issue. And of course, the value of critical thinking is helping us to evaluate our ideas to figure out which ones are certainly right, which ones are probably right, which ones are likely to be wrong, which ones are certainly wrong. But all of that implies that there's some truth that our beliefs either correspond with or fail to correspond with. So the way that I would think about um, a requirement for critical thinking is that there is an objective truth out here, okay, and we could articulate it in as a claim. So let's say that let's take something simple like the Earth is round, okay, and the way that we need to think about this as critical thinkers is that we have our own various ideas, okay? And let's say that this person right here believes that the Earth is round. And let's say that this person here believes that the Earth is flat, okay? So what we kind of need in order to, think critically is we need some independent truth of the matter, which is represented right here as the Earth is round. And then our ideas or our beliefs, they either correspond with that truth, and then we get it right, so we get a check mark, let's say, or our ideas do not correspond with the truth, and there's a difference between what we believe and what the actual truth is, and then we can get it wrong. All right. So this requires objectivism about the truth. We need to accept that there's this objective truth that does not depend on our individual beliefs, and our beliefs either correspond with it correctly or they fail to correspond with it correctly. What subjective relativism says is that there is no objective truth. There are just our ideas, okay? And so I believe, if I'm this person over here, I believe that the Earth is round, and this person over here, let's call this person B and this person A. So A believes that the Earth is round, B believes that the Earth is flat. If there is no objective fact of the matter, then this belief the belief of A is as legitimate as the belief of B. And we can't really say that one is right and one is wrong. Ultimately, we have to say that everybody's beliefs are equally good. All right. So that is a serious roadblock or obstacle for critical thinking, because there is no reason then to change our beliefs, to challenge our beliefs. There's no possibility of improvement, because nobody, by definition, would hold any false beliefs. There are just beliefs, and every belief is as legitimate as another. And so that's subjective relativism, but it makes progress and improvement absolutely impossible. And it means that all people are infallible. Person A and person B, even if they change their beliefs, they always get it right. If this person becomes convinced later that the earth is actually round, they are just as right as they were before, but they're still right, you know, because there is no fact of the matter from which we can judge these. Now, when it comes to issues like the earth being round or flat and so on, it's hard to get behind subjective relativism. But what if we are talking about beliefs for which there's no evidence that we can, exactly point to? We can't like look at images of the Earth, that are taken from space, for instance. What about like moral beliefs? If person A believes that lying is always right, okay, and person B believes that lying is always wrong. They both take extreme positions on the issue of lying. Oh, well, that's a much more difficult issue to resolve, okay? Because a lot of philosophers do believe that there are such things as moral facts, okay? For instance, kind of a fact out here that, let's say, lying is always wrong, let's say. And then this person's belief would correspond with the fact and be right. This person's would not. And so this person would have a false moral belief. There are a lot of moral philosophers who believe in moral objectivism, but we can't exactly take like satellite photos of the wrongness of lying. And so this becomes more controversial than claims about the nature of, the physical world. Okay, but subjective relativism, can apply to simple, moral claims, and that would be a subjective moral relativism. But it could also be about anything. But what each have in common is that there is no fact of the matter, nothing that is true regardless of our beliefs. There are just beliefs, and we hold them, independently of one another, and no individual can be wrong about their beliefs, and any two beliefs, including contradictory ones, are equally right, because according to subjective relativism, there are no facts of the matter. Okay. Now, one huge criticism, and I think a big problem for subjective relativism that is discussed in our textbook, is that the subjective relativist holds this belief. Let's say that A here is a subjective relativism. Okay. So all truth is relative to the subject. Okay. And that's what the subjective relativist believes. If they are alongside another person who says all truth is not relative to the subject, the subjective relativist, person A here, they want to say that this person is wrong about their belief. But that claim that they are wrong, that the truth is not relative to the subject, already implies a fact, an objective fact, okay? Basically that all truth is relative to the subject. They are implying, by saying that person B is wrong, they are implying that this stands on its own and it aligns with their belief and it misaligns with person B's belief. And on that basis, this is the truth and this is incorrect. But it means, well, then the subjective relativist is wrong that all truth is relative to the subject, because this is a truth that is independent of the subject. And so that's a big criticism of subjective relativism, is that it undermines itself. Just in believing it, in claiming it, it's already assuming that there is at least one truth out there that does not come down to individual belief.